Hello crafters, welcome to G's Creations, Elf Creations. This is another Christmas craft, obviously, as this is a Christmas channel. Today we're going to be making a candy cane wreath. Now I got these candy canes which are acrylic, they're not real ones, so they are plastic, which I thought would be ideal for this particular wreath. I got these online. Now I'm using E6000 to glue them together because I want this to last. So I've currently got 6 and I need 9. I'm going to try and make this as easy to follow as possible because I've seen some of these tutorials and they're really confusing. So I'm going to try and make this as simple as I can. We are going to make 9 of these double duo candy canes, and I'm just going to simply use some E6000 to glue them together. Just because I want this to last, and if I put it outside it's not going to break easily, just for longevity really. And I'm going to place them together on my mat, and then next to me I have a plastic tray. Oops, as I knock everything down, I have a plastic tray, so because of the E6000 I don't want that to get stuck on my work surfaces. So I'm going to stick those together and then pop them on the tray so that they don't get stuck. So we need to have 2 more. So we need 9 in total. I'm going to leave these to dry for 24 hours. So while these are drying, I can use the ones that I've already made. And then once these ones are dry, I will come back and move on to the next stage. Now, what I'm going to do here is try and find the ones where they meet. So the idea is we can put them together like this. But just like normal candy canes, you're not going to have them so they're a perfect match. So just try and get them so they meet relatively well. And for that I'm going to use hot glue and the E6000. So I've just taken my hot glue off, which I shouldn't have done, I should have left it on. Okay, so on the base here I am going to put some hot glue, and on this hook, and then we are going to attach those. Now don't worry about getting glue on your work surfaces, it's hot glue, you know, it really doesn't matter too tough. And then what I'm going to do is, once the hot glue dries, I am going to go around and put a bit of E6000 on there as well. Okay, so next one. I always run out of glue at the wrong point. Okay. And your desk, your workstation is going to be a really needed helper for this particular craft, because you need the flat surface to help the different sections set. I'm going to just use my spatula to push the glue down, just so it's not so obvious that there's a big blob of glue there. This center part I'm also going to be covering as well, so whatever glue you get in this center part, don't worry about it, because if you cover it like I am, you're not going to see it. And you have to be patient as well, you can't jump, you need to wait for it to set, and that's what I've just done here. You need to take your time and you need to let things set. So these, I've got to this stage with the ones I've got, and I'm going to let that completely dry, and then I'm going to come back to you. Okay, crafters, so I've got half of this done, and I've got the other ones drying. So while they're drying, I'm going to attach some E6000 just in the bottom and the top, just to make this 100% secure. So we need to let that dry. So I'm going to let all this dry, and then we'll come back. What I'll do is I'll attach all the rest of it in the same way that I did these, and I will let the hot glue dry, and then I will turn it over, and then I will add the E6000, and then we'll go on to decorating the center. I'll see you again soon. Right, crafters, I've got my base sorted. Now it is really flimsy, so what I've done is I've piled a whole heap of hot glue in the center here. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do the same thing. And some of these joints, even though I used E6000, they're still coming apart. So I don't know if that's because I'm using acrylic candy canes, or if it's just a flaw in this design. You know, I want this to last, so I'm going to make it as sturdy as I possibly can. And then if you remake this, you can make yours as sturdy as you can, because, you know, we don't make things just necessarily for one season. We want to use things over and over and over again. One thing I will let you know, because I used acrylic candy canes, I had to do this here because these two didn't quite meet, so I had to put another one in the center, but I don't have enough room for a second one, so I'm going to use that as my top and probably put something there to disguise it so it doesn't look so odd. So I'm just going to put this to one side. I'm going to put this on a tray so it can set. Now I've got these two paper pads which will be coming out in July, the 1st of July, and I'm going to use two of these chipboard coasters, and I'm going to use those to decorate the center. Now I may use this stripe because it's a candy cane, and I've also got this paper pad which you've seen on the place name settings, so I may use the candy cane that was from there if I have another sheet. If I don't, then I won't bother. And that was the Jolly Santa stamp set, and this is the Pippin Wood, and this one's an A5 paper pack, and you get 26 pieces, you get 13 designs, and it's 160 GSM. So, and you get tags and all types of things with this particular paper pack. I think I'm going to use that. Let me just move those to one side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick both of these on the back. Will I get both of them on there? Yeah, I will. I'm going to stick both of those on the back. I'm going to use my arc glitter glue. Okay, I'm going to cut around this using my X-Acto knife. And then using a nail file, I'm going to file around the edges just so it's neat and has a finished look. So I'm just going to bring over my bin. Now using my, do I want to go around the edges in red brick, or do I want to leave it as is? I quite like it as is. So I'm bringing this back over, and I'm going to put these in the center. So again, back to the hot glue gun. I'm going to put hot glue in this centre here. And where's my top? Okay, that's my top. So I want this to be straight on. And then turn it over. And I'm going to do exactly the same. I have to use a heat tool and get rid of these glue strings. And it just gives this more stability, and like I said, I want it to be as stable and long lasting as I can make it. Okay, that's the center. Okay, so we have our center. Now what I was going to use to decorate it is this set of snowflakes is coming out in July also. You get 3 different sizes and they are a pack of 6, I believe. So 1, 2. So yeah, you get 2 of the large, so I'm going to use 2 of the large, you get 2 of the medium, and you get 2 of the small, and they will be available from the 1st of July. And I'm going to put 1 each of these in the center. So I'm just going to put a dab of hot glue in the center. Do I want it off center? Yeah, I can have it off center slightly. We'll go over this with a heat tool and get rid of all these strings. And just to finish it off, I've got these glittery birds which will also be coming out in July. It's a 4-pack, nice and glittery for Christmas. And I'll simply just go into hot glue 1 of these onto the center of the snowflake. There we have him, and I really like the way it turned out. I'll use some hot glue gun on him. You could decorate the tops if you wanted, but for me that's enough in regards to decor. Really happy with the way it turned out. I'll hang it up and I'll put some pictures up at the end, and also obviously there'll be one in the thumbnail as well. But thank you very much for joining me this week for this week's Christmas craft, and I will see you again with some more festive crafting throughout the year. Bye now. Take care. Crafters, I've taken off the one from the back, so obviously if it's going on a door or if it's going on a flat surface, it'll be too much. It'll make the wreath stand out too much. So I'm just going to put him at the front. So he's with his friend here.